SRT Chally, if you know, you know, lit emoji. 2800 firm, first come first. This is a stolen vehicle. Honestly, that's the beauty of like this homepage on Facebook Marketplace. You just get, it's a shotgun blast of stupidity. Nothing is going to be consistent. It is almost just pulling the slot machine. It is so wild how, like, I've already made videos in the past about how stupid Facebook Marketplace can get. If you haven't seen them, definitely go check them out after this one. So how we're doing this is we're going to start with the clapped out, then move on to the absurd before finishing this video off with some actual good finds. So stick until the end as you journey with me through this insane landmine of a website to actually know what to look for when shopping for something under $5 grand. Dang, bro, race car, sick build, bro. This is why we should respect all builds, because red bumpers, you already know that means 5 horsepower. Look at all these stickers, 1 horsepower each, baby. $3,500 for this, by the way. Like, I'm not just being mean for the sake of being mean. This is actually just not a good price. 288K miles, super clapped out mess, more than 20 years old at this point. Once we get to the better finds later on this video, you'll see how it's still pretty easy to get a car that's very clean, not super messed up with all these boy racer mods. You know, you'll see that you can still get something under 150K miles for around the same price actually. 2017 Porsche Macan for $3 grand, but it is from a dealership. So if you're familiar with Facebook Marketplace, you already know that these Balmungs just clickbaited us with the down payment. So if I scroll down to the description here, you'll see that they just put $3 grand as the down payment. And they do this so they show up sooner on the sort by cheapest setting. And let's be real here. Do you think people who are browsing for sort by cheapest are in the mood to suddenly take a loan on a 50 grand Porsche SUV? These dealers are sharks. This is something that you do need to be careful with when you're browsing on Marketplace or even Car Gurus, because I hate how this is becoming a strategy on any like car selling website where you just see these jerks list down payments or monthly payments in the small print in the description, but some people unfortunately don't see it, so they show up in person at the dealership and then get social pressured because a lot of people are introverts from Gen Z. Yeah, I'm calling some of you out, so they can't say no, and then they get trapped by these dealership scams. Hell nah, read that fine print, or I'm gonna save some of y'all a lot of money by just telling you, always read the description of these posts. So this is going to unfortunately be like one of the more common cars that I see Gen Z tend to buy, especially younger Gen Z, because this is all they usually have access to when they're looking at something within their budget. It's going to be a car that's more than 30 years old, meaning it's older than they are, and it's going to have well over 200,000 miles like this, and it's just going to be beaten to crap. The interior surprisingly isn't too half bad. Also, those are some, I forgot that like the seat belts, I think you can scoot them back up and around. A lot of cars like in the early 90s and late 80s could do that. And a very retro interior, but I'm actually straight up, that's a pretty good interior. It's super clean, doesn't have like rotting floorboards with, you know, crap showing through it. The outside needs some love. Really wish they put more photos, because there's always this is one thing you always must consider on Facebook Marketplace, even if it looks like they're the sweetest person ever. They're talking really nice here. I'm now in like the point in my life where when I helped friends buy cars, I've been scammed or had fast ones pulled on me, where I know that if someone is only showing one side of the car like this, there might be something really sus on this side of the car that we can't see, that they're not willing to show us. So it's 2025. Everyone has a smartphone in the United States where we're looking at these cars. There is no reason someone can't be taking minimum 5 photos, front, back, both sides, kind of a top angle too, to see how the roof is doing. I don't know why anyone in their right mind thinks they could just post 2-3 photos and wonder why no one's buying. This car would have been like $500. It would have been like Crown Victoria prices in 2017, because he has the title and he just put it on Facebook. Okay. Interior doesn't look bad. Engine bay looks, it's not the worst, you know. It's not a bad car. Oh yeah, you can see some bubbly paint right here, so they tried to paint over some rust and corrosion there. You can definitely see it's browning here, so there's definitely some rust and corrosion. It does have only 122,000 miles, but again, with this age in the Midwest, you have to consider the untold story, because I'm always going to mention that because I've seen people fall for this pitfall all the time where they go, this is a great deal, they buy it, it breaks every 3 months on them, and then they get super obsessed. They get super stressed and, you know, mad at themselves. You got a Mustang, it's missing a front bumper by the looks of it. It has goofy louvers. He does have a video, so we'll go take a look. Of course, it's him playing an exhaust clip because that's what they want to distract you with. You know, that's what they want you to really focus on instead. And they don't actually walk around the car. Very unfortunate, because Mustangs, even the V6 versions, tend to get dogged on because younger buyers will buy them and constantly redline them. So yeah, it does need a transmission fluid flush. That's not super expensive, but Okay, I'm saying that. Actually, I'm gonna tell you how much it probably costs. That roughly will cost $500 to $600 in today's economy if you are not doing the labor yourself, meaning that you're going to have to factor that into this sales price right away. So for $1,000, you get a 16-year-old used Toyota Camry with a whopping 280,000 miles. Definitely has been in a collision, so that's not just he had a minor fender bender. Look at the frame here. Yeah, it's angled slightly downwards and angled slightly inwards there. I'm gonna be honest, I don't need to see the rest of the photos. Oh my god, we're already here. We're already here. Let's keep going. Missing one of the wheel covers. Complete accident here. You're gonna need to replace that rear taillight because you can get pulled over for having a damaged taillight in certain states. It's completely folded inwards. Oh my god, holy crap. It just keeps getting worse. Yeah, this is what $1,000 will buy you if you aren't willing to buy a 25 to 30-year-old car most of the times. Okay, so hear me out. I know this is over $5,000, but Bike Stang. This thing has a 302 V8 strapped into a Harley frame and it's attached to a Mustang rear. This is like a Roman gladiator chariot, but for rednecks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means that the mileage is probably unknown, yet somehow it has a clean title. I genuinely wonder how this is registered to be road legal, but hey, for $6,000, if you want it, it's right there, you know? Next up, gotta throw something fun so people don't fall asleep this video. Pontiac Firebird Coupe, 2 doors. This is what scares me. He does the typical 1, 2, 3, 4. So this price, oof. If you're new to the whole Facebook marketplace and the meta that they have, people like to list 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it makes the entry show up earlier in the Facebook marketplace algorithm, even though that may not actually be the price. To be fair, Firebirds are still desirable. It looks like this one is a Trans Am. It does have a 350, meaning it is a V8. And it has 83,000 miles, so I don't know. If this is the actual price, runs rough, but it does drive. I mean, understandable. It's, like I said, it's more than 30 years old at this point. I would not recommend someone to buy this though if they're looking for an A to B device because you could. Again, I don't know if this price is legit because that's such a meme number because it's known for being a meme number. So we're going to move on. This cute, adorable little K truck because it just showed my recommended. Boom, Tennessee. Unfortunately, Georgia banned K trucks, so I can't even get them in my state. Super L move, by the way. Sucks, you know, why compete with another country's products when you can just ban it, right? So L decision. Anyways, and obviously this isn't gonna have the horsepower performance of most cars in this video. It's gonna be 53K miles. I believe it's gonna be right-hand drive as well because it is a K truck. Yes, it is. It's gonna be right-hand drive, so it's gonna be a bit of getting used to. Little cute, little quirky. I would buy this personally if I was in the market for something like this, but I'm more of a motorcycle guy these days. Mileage isn't super bad. That is kilometers, so it's actually 53,000 miles. So not super high, but again, you do have to keep in mind it is a K vehicle. They tend to have motorcycle-sized engines, meaning that their mileage wears them differently than traditional American car mileage, especially since these engines don't like to go highway speeds for very long. So you really don't want to buy this car if you're planning on using it for highway commuting a lot, because then you'll shorten its lifespan drastically. Very cute vehicle. I still think very highly of K vehicles, and I really wish we could see more domestically produced ones. Slate truck can't come soon enough, especially once those get bought for 20 grand and then get sold in the used market for 10 to 15 grand. What an exciting time 5 years in the future may be, because currently, I don't think the automotive market's going to heal that much anytime soon, which is why I did this video to begin with. And the newest car I could find under 5 grand, and it's going to be a Hyundai, and this is pretty common where Korean cars tend to depreciate faster than other cars, but I will admit, looks nice. This is the nicest looking car in this video due by proxy of it just being the youngest car in this video. It also has great interior features, as you can see, cool little sporty gauges, nice little digital display right here, and it's gonna have a nice little cute screen right here as well. So it's gonna be more familiar for people who are younger, who want more technology in their cars, because again, it's a newer car. Yeah, I know this is a car video, but I gotta go on with my motorcycle propaganda. So this is probably going to be the best buy of this video. This is a Royal Enfield Hunter 350. It is going to have basically no miles, only 2 years used, so it's still new. This is still gonna be on Royal Enfield's warranty because theirs lasts 3 years. And the Hunter specifically, nice 300. This is something that anyone and their mom can learn to ride. It's a very approachable engine. Really wish they posted more photos, but it is a motorcycle based on what we could see. I had personal experience with this bike. This is something that's gonna get really cheap insurance, surprisingly. It was like $21 a month for my Royal Enfield 350. I'm not even joking. And I was under 25 when I first bought that vehicle. So even factoring that in, if you're a younger rider, younger driver, it will still be dirt cheap for insurance because this is not categorized as a sport bike or super sport. Fuel economy, this is advertised as 102 miles per gallon. I got around 91 combined average in the US because you do use higher road speeds than you would in India or the United Kingdom, which is where this vehicle tends to usually be used by. That's where it originates from. We got a Chevy Impala with 78,000 miles for $400. Honestly, for 2011, this is actually the millennial meme of buying a $500 Crown Victoria from a grandma's lawn, the Gen Z equivalent of finding a golden scar in Fortnite Season 1. These types of transactions are so rare these days, you have no idea. I'd buy this. It runs, it has decent mileage, it's barely over 10 years old. You just don't see cars that move going for prices like this anymore. We're not going to find this style of listing again in this video. The paint is also perfect too, like oh my goodness, the interior looks great. Even for the rest of this month, we're probably not going to find a listing like this. It's all the way in Montana, being sold by a nice lady who was the single owner, which means that it's not going to get clapped out from passing through 6 people. This is actually a legendary gold scar listing. This is insane. I would drive 200 miles to buy this car if I was that much in need of a car for this cheap. Again, we're going to look at a truck, you know, the Chevrolet Avalanche. So personally, I think for $4,800, it does have a bit high mileage, but shockingly less mileage than a lot of vehicles in this video. This is, however, a pretty old car. I have to remind myself that this is 22 years old, so it is a Z71. Looks like he's got brand new tires on it. That's very good, you know, very nice. The interior looks great for a car that's that old. Probably was stored in a garage then. Personally, I think this is a decent buy. I think this is a pretty valid buy. Let me see if it's in the Midwest or not. It is in Wisconsin, so again, always look for rust. You do kind of see some rust peeking through down here. Don't know the extent of it, but if you're just, oh, you definitely see some rust peeking through here. Be more diligent, because I've seen people with like classic cars that don't have a lick of rust in Annapolis, so it's possible. It is possible. So here we have a Jeep. Gotta diversify a bit this video. I know I don't like SUVs, but I understand a lot of people do buy these styles of vehicles, so we might as well still look at it. So for $4,500, you do get a 13-year-old used car at this point. It doesn't have a ton of miles. It is a Jeep. I would like to mention that Stellantis vehicles are not known for their reliability. Again, I know someone's going to argue tooth and nail about, oh, it's not, it is reliable if you do X, X, Y, Y, Z, Z, blah, blah, blah. Well, not everyone has the money to do X, Y, and Z, or has the time to do X, Y, and Z. So let's not get cute here. A Japanese car versus a Jeep, mile to mile, it's not gonna last. The Jeep will lose every single time. Like, there are actual Jeep owners who might vouch for me on this. So it is a paid off vehicle. It's not a super old vehicle, and let's take a look at it first off. Tires look okay, wheels look great, paint looks great. I mean, it's not a super old car. Interior's gonna look good, engine's gonna look good too. Automatic transmission. Most people these days don't know drive manuals. That's okay. I'm not going to make fun of people over it. It does have some decent technology by the looks of it. Reverse camera is nice because this is the features you're going to start to get when you're looking at 2010 and over vehicles, which you're not really going to find with, you know, a 25 or 30-year-old used car. I think this vehicle, if it's up your alley, it's not a bad buy. One of the better finds you're going to see for less than $5,000. It is a 2010 Honda Accord, so 15 years ago, $3,500. It's in Arkansas, so we know it's probably not going to have a ton of rust since it's not in the Midwest or in the Rust Belt. Has a clean title, vehicle's no significant damage or problems, and I think if it says this, that means the VIN has been confirmed by Facebook. So he's selling his Honda Accord, clean title hand, engine, transmission, perfect condition, so on and so forth. They are very thorough. You love to see it. You love to see it when someone does all of these photos. You know, they're not scared to show that the vehicle from every single angle, even doors open, and they even put a video, which again, you love to see it. I understand that if you're Gen Z and you're watching right now and you need a car right now and you have less than $5,000, you will take what you can get, and you don't care whether I yap on or not about what you missed out on, because it doesn't, you can't change what you missed out on. What you do know is you have to take advantage of the opportunities you have available to you. I would definitely try to get closer to the $5,000 budget. I know that's still a decent amount of money to ask for people, especially for younger Gen Z, but you will get a substantially better car, even if it means it's going to have more mileage, if it's just newer. If you learned something new or felt like some of these listings ignited a little spark in your heart, gave you a little bit of hope that there's still some decent vehicles you can buy for less than $5,000, then make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, check out my other stupid Facebook Marketplace videos just for the haha funny memes, because those videos are not productive. I'm going to be completely honest with you, but they're just funny, all right? Subscribe for more weekly situations, and other than that, I'll see y'all next time. Blade Angel out.